Hi everybody, Dean here again from Sound of Music in Abbotsford, British Columbia. The rep from Electro Voice here locally left me his kit, and since it has all of the AV microphones in the new ND series that were introduced last NAMM, and finally they've all arrived, including our new condenser microphone, I thought I'd go through them very quickly with you and just explain what they have done with them. These are all basically anti-feedback microphones, which is a revolutionary thing amongst itself. And they're designed for different applications. Starting off with the workhorse here, the ND76. This is a Supreme vocal microphone. It just does a great job of giving you realistic sound, very, very clear. It comes with and without an on-off switch, and the on-off switch is actually lockable. Right now it's in the lock position, right? If I take the little screw here, turn it, it would be able to be turned on and off. So even in a stage where you wanted a microphone that was locked, where you couldn't turn it off accidentally, this will solve that issue, and then give you the ability to turn it on and off. Or if you don't want the switch, there's the same microphone. These all have steel capsules. They're all isolated with moisture protectors so that as we're working with the microphone over the years, the screens are protected and all the cardioids and filaments are protected from any moisture. They're all suspended elements now, right? So everything floats regardless of which microphone it is that I'm working with, which means that any of the gripping kind of situation is much, much clearer that way. This is the ND86. It's another vocal microphone, a little bit flatter profile to it, picks up a little bit wider range, right? Isolates the range a little bit more on board, right? And again, these are steel capsules, so they spin back on, right? Non-dentable. This is your super high hypercardioid microphone, right? This is where you got your guy screaming right into the microphone, and the loud drummer that's banging on the drums behind you can't be heard through this microphone, so it doesn't pick up things around the stage. Then we get off into some specific microphones. This is, as you know, it has the clamp on it, pivotable heads, right? Ideal for positioning on drum kits, that kind of a thing there. That was the ND44. Moving on to the ND46. This again is a nice instrument microphone. It's got a fairly wide pattern on it, so we could have 2 or 3 people coming around it. Nothing coming off of the back of it, just a little bit supercardioid thing. Pivotable, which is kind of clever, right? It has 5 locking positions right to the head as it keeps coming around. And then we have the ND68, very, very large, isolated again, great for kick drums or any of those low instrument sounds, hand percussions, anything along that line that we want to pick up in the lower tone ranges, particularly set up for that part of the microphone world. And finally, right in the little makeup here, one of my favorites is the little pencil condenser microphone. Of course, we need 48 volts to make this work, so it's going to come off of some way of making the condenser being powered. It has a pivotable head, which means that if we're hanging it on a rope, right, it would just hang in position. No more of those little wires trying to get things to hang for us. Ideal for drums or vocals or choirs or anything like that. The other thing it has is it has padding on it, so you can roll off 20 or 10 decibels right on the microphone, so it will still let us use our gain controls. And also, if we've got it going into a drum kit, that kind of stuff, we can roll off the frequency 75 or 150 hertz on the bottom. This is a condenser microphone, so if I was doing what I'm doing or talking from this distance, it's going to have a popping sound to it, so they include the free windscreen with the microphone. So all in a nutshell, there's a quick roundup on them. Stop on down to the shop. We'll show you how these things work and how they sound. Terrific, terrific microphones at extremely reasonable prices.